Man reads the newspaper, then realizes he has a daughter. What happens next will shock you. Daniel Miller was a creature of habit. His life a carefully orchestrated symphony of routine and predictability. He woke at precisely 6:30 a.m., brewed his coffee with meticulous precision, and embarked on his daily jog through the quiet suburban streets, his footsteps a steady rhythm against the pavement. His work as an accountant was equally structured, his days filled with numbers, spreadsheets, and the comforting logic of financial analysis. This regimented existence was a refuge for Daniel, a shield against the chaos and unpredictability of life. He'd always been a cautious man, his decisions carefully weighed, his emotions tightly controlled. This cautiousness stemmed from a childhood marked by instability, his parents' tumultuous relationship and eventual divorce leaving him with a deep-seated fear of emotional upheaval. His romantic relationships followed a similar pattern, characterized by fleeting connections and a reluctance to commit. He preferred the safety of surface-level interactions, avoiding the vulnerability of deep emotional intimacy. His last serious relationship, with a vibrant and passionate woman named Aisha, had ended abruptly, his fear of commitment driving her away. 2 years had passed since their parting, and Daniel had buried the memories of Aisha deep within the recesses of his mind, his heart shielded by a wall of emotional detachment. He had convinced himself that he was content with his solitary existence, his life a comfortable routine, his emotions safely contained. One dreary Monday morning, as Daniel scanned the local newspaper over his meticulously prepared breakfast, his eyes fell upon a headline that shattered his carefully constructed world. Local artist Aisha Johnson dies in tragic accident. A wave of shock and disbelief washed over him, his heart pounding in his chest, his mind reeling from the sudden intrusion of the past. Aisha, the woman he had loved and lost, the woman whose vibrant spirit had challenged his cautious nature, was gone. He read the article, the words blurring as his mind replayed memories of their time together. Her infectious laughter, her passionate embrace, her unwavering belief in his potential for love and happiness. He remembered the day he had ended their relationship, his words of rejection echoing in his ears, the pain in her eyes a haunting reminder of his own cowardice. A sense of guilt and regret washed over him, his carefully constructed emotional detachment crumbling under the weight of his loss. He had pushed Aisha away, fearing the vulnerability of love, and now she was gone, her vibrant light extinguished, her laughter silenced. As he read further, a detail in the article struck him like a thunderbolt. Aisha had a 4-year-old daughter, a daughter named Maya, a daughter he had never known about, a daughter who was now an orphan. The revelation sent a shockwave through his carefully ordered world, his mind reeling from the implications. He had a daughter, a child he had never met, a child who was now alone in the world. He felt a surge of emotions: shock, disbelief, guilt, and a strange, unfamiliar yearning. He had always avoided the responsibilities of fatherhood, his fear of commitment extending to the prospect of raising a child. But now, faced with the reality of his daughter's existence, he felt a pull, a connection, a responsibility he couldn't ignore. Haunted by the news of Aisha's death and the revelation of his daughter's existence, Daniel embarked on a quest to learn more about Maya. He contacted the authorities, his voice trembling as he identified himself as Aisha's former partner and inquired about Maya's well-being. He learned that Maya was currently in foster care, her future uncertain, her life disrupted by the sudden loss of her mother. He felt a pang of guilt, his own absence from Maya's life now a gaping hole in her young heart. He requested a meeting with Maya, his apprehension growing with each passing day as he awaited the arranged visit. He imagined her face, her eyes, her smile, searching for a resemblance to Aisha, a connection to the woman he had loved and lost. The meeting took place at a brightly decorated playroom in the foster care facility. As Maya entered the room, her small hand clutching a worn teddy bear, Daniel's breath caught in his throat. She was the spitting image of Aisha, her eyes sparkling with the same vibrant energy, her smile radiating the same warmth and joy. He introduced himself, his voice trembling with a mixture of nervousness and a strange, unfamiliar tenderness. Maya, her eyes filled with curiosity, approached him cautiously, her small hand reaching out to touch his. In that moment, as their fingers intertwined, Daniel felt a connection, a bond that transcended the years of separation and the circumstances of their meeting. He felt a surge of love for this child, his daughter, a love that he had never allowed himself to feel before. He began by visiting Maya regularly, his carefully structured life now punctuated by trips to the foster home, his days filled with the joy of playing games, reading stories, and sharing meals with his daughter. He found himself drawn to her infectious laughter, her innocent curiosity, and her unconditional love. He began the process of applying for custody of Maya, navigating the complexities of the legal system with a newfound determination. He faced challenges and setbacks, his lack of experience with children and his history of avoiding commitment raising concerns among social workers. But Daniel, his resolve strengthened by his love for Maya, persevered. He attended parenting classes, sought therapy to address his fear of commitment, and transformed his sterile apartment into a welcoming home for a child. The consequences of his decision were both profound and challenging. His carefully ordered life was disrupted, his routines replaced by the unpredictable demands of parenthood. He had to learn to balance his work with his responsibilities to Maya, his evenings and weekends now filled with the joys and challenges of raising a child. He struggled to adapt to the chaos and spontaneity of fatherhood, his cautious nature challenged by Maya's boundless energy and her constant need for attention and affection. He made mistakes, his inexperience leading to moments of frustration and self-doubt. But he also discovered a love he had never known before, a love that filled the void in his heart, a love that gave his life new meaning and purpose. He found joy in Maya's laughter, her hugs, her unconditional love. He found fulfillment in nurturing her dreams, supporting her growth, and witnessing her blossom into a confident and joyful child. While Daniel was navigating the challenges of fatherhood, a secondary plot unfolded in his workplace. His company, a well-established accounting firm, was undergoing a merger with a larger corporation, a move that threatened to disrupt the familiar routines and dynamics of his professional life. The merger brought with it a new wave of ambitious and competitive colleagues, their presence challenging Daniel's position within the company. He found himself facing new challenges, his quiet competence now overshadowed by the aggressive ambition of his new co-workers. He struggled to adapt to the changing environment, his preference for routine and predictability clashing with the new culture of competition and innovation. He felt a sense of insecurity, his self-worth threatened by the perceived threat to his position and his value within the company. This secondary plot development served to further challenge Daniel's cautious nature and his resistance to change. It forced him to confront his insecurities, to reevaluate his priorities, and to find new ways to adapt and thrive in a changing environment. Daniel's relationship with Maya blossomed, their bond strengthened by the shared experiences of everyday life and the growing love between them. He learned to be more present, more attentive, more emotionally available, his cautious nature gradually giving way to a newfound openness and vulnerability. He delighted in Maya's laughter, her playful spirit, and her innocent curiosity. He found joy in reading her bedtime stories, their voices intertwining in the quiet intimacy of her room. He cherished their weekend outings to the park, their laughter echoing through the trees as they swung on swings, built sandcastles, and chased butterflies. He also found himself connecting with Maya on a deeper level, sharing stories of his own childhood, his memories of Aisha, and his hopes and dreams for their future together. He learned to express his emotions, his love for Maya a powerful force that melted the ice around his heart. Maya, in turn, brought joy and laughter into Daniel's life, her presence filling his once empty apartment with warmth and love. She saw in Daniel the father she had never known, a source of stability, security, and unconditional love. She responded to his affection with an open heart, her hugs filled with warmth and trust, her laughter a constant reminder of the joy she had brought into his life. She shared her dreams and fears with him, her innocent chatter filling his evenings with a newfound vibrancy. Their relationship was not without its challenges. Daniel, still grappling with his fear of commitment and his inexperience with children, sometimes struggled to meet Maya's needs and understand her emotions. He would occasionally withdraw, his old habits of emotional detachment resurfacing, his fear of vulnerability creating a distance between them. But Maya, with her unwavering love and her innate ability to sense his emotional state, would draw him back, her hugs and kisses a reminder of the bond they shared, her laughter a beacon of light guiding him out of the darkness. Through patience, understanding, and a shared commitment to building a loving relationship, Daniel and Maya overcame the challenges they faced. Daniel learned to be more present, more attentive, more emotionally available. He learned to express his love, to offer comfort and reassurance, to be the father Maya needed. He also learned to trust Maya, to allow her to challenge his cautious nature, to embrace the spontaneity and joy she brought into his life. He learned to let go of his fear of commitment, to embrace the vulnerability of love, to open his heart fully to the possibility of a future filled with joy and connection. Their relationship blossomed, nurtured by their shared love, their mutual respect, and their growing understanding of each other. They found in each other a sense of belonging, a connection that transcended the circumstances of their meeting, a love that healed their wounds and filled their lives with meaning and purpose. The company merger reached its climax with a company-wide meeting, a gathering of employees from both organizations to discuss the integration process and the future of the newly formed entity. Daniel, his anxieties about his position within the company heightened by the uncertainty of the merger, attended the meeting with a mixture of apprehension and anticipation. The meeting, held in a large conference room, was filled with a palpable tension. The employees from both companies sizing each other up, their insecurities and anxieties fueling a sense of competition and distrust. The CEO of the newly merged company, a charismatic but ruthless businessman, addressed the employees, his words outlining the company's vision for the future, his tone emphasizing the importance of efficiency, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of profit. Daniel, his quiet competence and methodical approach now seeming out of sync with the company's new direction, felt a growing sense of unease. He listened as the CEO outlined the restructuring plans, the streamlining of departments, the elimination of redundancies. His heart sank as the CEO announced the downsizing of the accounting department, his words a death knell for Daniel's position within the company. He felt a wave of panic wash over him, his carefully constructed world of routine and predictability crumbling around him. He had defined himself by his work, his identity intertwined with his role as an accountant, his sense of self-worth tied to his professional achievements. Now, faced with the prospect of losing his job, he felt a sense of loss and disorientation, his carefully constructed emotional defenses crumbling under the weight of uncertainty. The news of his impending layoff sent Daniel into a tailspin, his anxieties spiraling, his fears of instability and failure resurfacing. He struggled to cope with the uncertainty, his carefully constructed routines disrupted, his sense of control shattered. He found himself withdrawing from Maya, his emotional turmoil creating a distance between them, his fear of vulnerability preventing him from sharing his struggles with his daughter. He became irritable, his patience wearing thin, his frustration spilling over into their interactions. Maya, sensing the shift in Daniel's demeanor, her innocent heart attuned to his emotional state, responded with a mixture of confusion and concern. She missed the playful banter, the bedtime stories, the shared laughter that had filled their days. She felt a distance growing between them, a coldness that chilled the warmth of their bond. Daniel, recognizing the impact of his emotional withdrawal on Maya, his heart aching at the thought of hurting the child who had brought so much joy and meaning into his life, decided to confront his fears and insecurities. He sought therapy, his sessions a safe space to explore his anxieties, his fear of commitment, and his deep-seated insecurities about his worth and his ability to be a good father. He also opened up to Maya, explaining his situation in age-appropriate terms, acknowledging his struggles and his fears, but also reassuring her of his love and his commitment to their relationship. He shared his vulnerability with her, his honesty creating a deeper connection between them, his willingness to express his emotions strengthening their bond. Maya, her innocent heart filled with empathy and understanding, responded with love and support. She offered him hugs and kisses, her small arms wrapping around him, her warmth a balm to his troubled soul. She listened to his stories, her eyes filled with concern and unconditional love. Through therapy, open communication, and the unwavering love of his daughter, Daniel began to heal from his emotional wounds and confront his fears. He learned to embrace vulnerability, to express his emotions, and to find strength in connection and support. He also began to explore new possibilities for his career, his layoff now seen as an opportunity for growth and change rather than a threat to his identity and self-worth. He considered pursuing his passion for photography, his hobby now a potential career path, his creative talents a source of inspiration and fulfillment. He also explored freelance accounting opportunities, his skills and experience valuable assets in a competitive market. He realized that his worth was not defined by his job title or his position within a company, but by his skills, his knowledge, and his character. The company-wide meeting, held to announce the restructuring plans following the merger, was a tense affair, the atmosphere thick with anxiety and uncertainty. Daniel, his heart pounding with apprehension, sat among his colleagues, his mind racing with thoughts of his uncertain future. The CEO, a man known for his ruthless efficiency and his unwavering focus on the bottom line, addressed the employees, his words painting a picture of a leaner, more agile company, a company that would be driven by innovation, efficiency, and a relentless pursuit of profit. He announced the restructuring plans, the merging of departments, the streamlining of processes, the elimination of redundancies. His words, delivered with a cold detachment that sent shivers down the spines of the employees, signaled a new era for the company, an era where sentimentality and loyalty would be sacrificed at the altar of efficiency and profit maximization. Daniel's heart sank as the CEO announced the downsizing of the accounting department, his words a death knell for Daniel's position within the company. He felt a wave of panic wash over him, his carefully constructed world of routine and predictability crumbling around him. He had defined himself by his work, his identity intertwined with his role as an accountant, his sense of self-worth tied to his professional achievements. Now, faced with the prospect of losing his job, he felt a sense of loss and disorientation, his carefully constructed emotional defenses crumbling under the weight of uncertainty. He left the meeting feeling numb, his mind reeling from the news, his future uncertain. He wandered the streets aimlessly, his usual brisk pace replaced by a slow, meandering gait, his eyes unfocused, his thoughts a jumbled mess of anxieties and fears. He thought of Maya, his daughter, the source of his newfound joy and purpose. How would he provide for her? How would he maintain the stability and security he had created for them? How would he explain this sudden disruption to their lives? He thought of his carefully constructed routine, the structure that had shielded him from the chaos of life, the predictability that had offered him a sense of control and security. Now, that structure was crumbling, his routine shattered, his sense of control slipping away. He felt a wave of despair wash over him, the old fears of instability and failure resurfacing, the pain of his past losses echoing in his heart. He felt lost, alone, adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The news of his impending layoff sent Daniel into a tailspin, his anxieties spiraling, his fears of instability and failure resurfacing. He struggled to cope with the uncertainty, his carefully constructed routines disrupted, his sense of control shattered. He found himself withdrawing from Maya, his emotional turmoil creating a distance between them, his fear of vulnerability preventing him from sharing his struggles with his daughter. He became irritable, his patience wearing thin, his frustration spilling over into their interactions. Maya, sensing the shift in Daniel's demeanor, her innocent heart attuned to his emotional state, responded with a mixture of confusion and concern. She missed the playful banter, the bedtime stories, the shared laughter that had filled their days. She felt a distance growing between them, a coldness that chilled the warmth of their bond. Daniel, recognizing the impact of his emotional withdrawal on Maya, his heart aching at the thought of hurting the child who had brought so much joy and meaning into his life, decided to confront his fears and insecurities. He sought therapy, his sessions a safe space to explore his anxieties, his fear of commitment, and his deep-seated insecurities about his worth and his ability to be a good father. He spoke to his therapist about his childhood experiences, his parents' tumultuous relationship, and the impact their divorce had had on his emotional development. He explored his fear of commitment, his tendency to avoid vulnerability, and his difficulty in expressing his emotions. He also spoke about his love for Maya, his desire to be a good father, his fear of failing her, his anxieties about the future. He shared his vulnerability with his therapist, his honesty a step towards healing and growth. He also opened up to Maya, explaining his situation in age-appropriate terms, acknowledging his struggles and his fears, but also reassuring her of his love and his commitment to their relationship. He shared his vulnerability with her, his honesty creating a deeper connection between them, his willingness to express his emotions strengthening their bond. Maya, her innocent heart filled with empathy and understanding, responded with love and support. She offered him hugs and kisses, her small arms wrapping around him, her warmth a balm to his troubled soul. She listened to his stories, her eyes filled with concern and unconditional love, her presence a constant reminder of the joy and purpose she had brought into his life. Through therapy, open communication, and the unwavering love of his daughter, Daniel began to heal from his emotional wounds and confront his fears. He learned to embrace vulnerability, to express his emotions, and to find strength in connection and support. He realized that his fears of commitment and intimacy stemmed from his past experiences, from the pain of his parents' divorce and his own failed relationships. He learned that vulnerability was not a weakness but a strength, that opening his heart to others could lead to deeper connections and greater fulfillment. He learned to trust Maya, to share his fears and insecurities with her, to allow her to see his true self, his vulnerability strengthening their bond and deepening their love for each other. He also began to explore new possibilities for his career, his layoff now seen as an opportunity for growth and change rather than a threat to his identity and self-worth. He considered pursuing his passion for photography, his hobby now a potential career path, his creative talents a source of inspiration and fulfillment. He enrolled in a photography course at a local community college, his camera becoming an extension of his eye, his lens capturing the beauty and complexity of the world around him. He found joy in the art of photography, his photographs a reflection of his unique perspective and his newfound appreciation for the beauty in the everyday. He also explored freelance accounting opportunities, his skills and experience valuable assets in a competitive market. He realized that his worth was not defined by his job title or his position within a company, but by his skills, his knowledge, and his character. He found satisfaction in helping small businesses and individuals manage their finances, his expertise contributing to their success and stability. He embraced the flexibility of freelance work, the freedom to set his own hours and choose his clients, allowing him to prioritize his role as a father and to pursue his passion for photography. He found a new balance in his life, a balance between his work, his creativity, and his family. The layoff, though initially a source of anxiety and uncertainty, ultimately served as a turning point in Daniel's life. It forced him to confront his fears, to reevaluate his priorities, and to embrace a new direction, a path guided by his passions, his values, and his newfound appreciation for the importance of human connection. He had always been a cautious man, his life defined by routine and predictability, his emotions carefully controlled. But the layoff, the disruption of his carefully constructed world, had forced him to confront his fears, to embrace vulnerability, and to discover a new sense of freedom and purpose. He decided to pursue his passion for photography, enrolling in a photography course at a local community college, his creative spirit reignited, his lens capturing the beauty and complexity of the world around him. He found joy in the art of photography, his camera a tool for self-expression, his photographs a reflection of his unique perspective and his newfound appreciation for the beauty in the everyday. He photographed the bustling city streets, capturing the energy and diversity of urban life. He photographed the quiet beauty of nature, the delicate petals of a flower, the majestic sweep of a mountain range, the intricate patterns of a spider web glistening with dew. He photographed Maya, his daughter, her laughter, her tears, her boundless energy, her innocent joy, her photographs a testament to the love and connection they shared. He also continued to freelance as an accountant, his skills and experience providing a stable income while he pursued his passion. He found satisfaction in helping small businesses and individuals manage their finances, his expertise contributing to their success and stability. He enjoyed the flexibility of freelance work, the freedom to set his own hours and choose his clients, allowing him to prioritize his role as a father and to pursue his passion for photography. He found a new balance in his life, a balance between his work, his creativity, and his family. He no longer defined himself solely by his profession, his identity now encompassing his role as a father, his passion for photography, and his newfound appreciation for the richness and complexity of life. This turning point marked a shift in Daniel's focus, from the pursuit of security and predictability to the pursuit of passion and purpose. He had discovered that true fulfillment lay not in a stable job or a comfortable routine, but in the expression of his creativity, the connection with others, and the pursuit of his dreams. He had learned to embrace change, to adapt to new circumstances, to find strength and resilience in the face of adversity. He had discovered that true security lies not in routine and predictability, but in the ability to adapt, to grow, and to embrace the unknown. He had also learned the importance of vulnerability, of opening his heart to others, of sharing his fears and insecurities, of allowing himself to be seen and loved for who he truly was. He had discovered that vulnerability was not a weakness but a strength, a catalyst for deeper connections and greater fulfillment. Daniel's journey from a cautious and emotionally detached accountant to a loving father and passionate photographer was a testament to his capacity for growth and transformation. He had confronted his fears, embraced vulnerability, and discovered the true meaning of love, connection, and fulfillment. He had learned the importance of human connection, the power of love to heal and transform. He had shed his emotional armor, allowing himself to connect with Maya on a deeper level, to experience the joy and fulfillment of fatherhood. He had learned to express his love, to offer comfort and reassurance, to be the father Maya needed. He had also learned the importance of embracing change, of adapting to new circumstances, of finding strength and resilience in the face of adversity. He had discovered that true security lies not in routine and predictability, but in the ability to adapt, to grow, and to embrace the unknown. He had learned to let go of his need for control, to trust in the flow of life, and to find joy in the unexpected twists and turns of his journey. Reflecting on his journey, Daniel recognized the transformative power of loss and grief. The death of Aisha, though a painful experience, had opened his heart to the possibility of love and connection. It had led him to Maya, his daughter, the embodiment of Aisha's spirit, a constant reminder of the love they had shared. He had learned to appreciate the preciousness of life, the importance of living each day to the fullest, and the power of love to heal and transform. He had discovered that true happiness lies not in material possessions or professional achievements, but in the richness of human connection and the pursuit of a meaningful life. He was grateful for the challenges he had faced, the lessons he had learned, and the growth he had experienced. He was grateful for Maya, his daughter, who had brought joy, laughter, and unconditional love into his life. He was grateful for the opportunity to be a father, to nurture and guide Maya, to witness her growth and development, to share in her joys and sorrows. He was also grateful for the opportunity to pursue his passion for photography, to express his creativity, and to capture the beauty of the world around him. He had found a new sense of purpose, a new direction for his life, a new way to connect with the world and share his unique perspective. He had learned to appreciate the beauty in the everyday, the intricate details of nature, the fleeting moments of human connection, the stories that unfolded in the streets and parks of his city. He had learned to see the world through a different lens, to capture its essence in his photographs, to share his vision with others. He had also learned the importance of self-reflection, of confronting his own flaws and shortcomings, of acknowledging the ways in which his past experiences had shaped his behavior and his outlook on life. He had learned to forgive himself for his mistakes, to let go of the guilt and regret that had held him back for so long. He had learned to embrace his vulnerability, to express his emotions, to connect with others on a deeper level. He had learned that vulnerability was not a weakness but a strength, a catalyst for deeper connections and greater fulfillment. He had learned to trust, to love, to let go of his need for control, and to embrace the uncertainty of life. He had learned that true happiness lies not in avoiding pain and disappointment, but in embracing the full spectrum of human experience, in finding joy in the midst of sorrow, and in connecting with others in a way that transcends the boundaries of fear and insecurity. Daniel's story is a testament to the transformative power of love, loss, and the human spirit's resilience. It highlights the importance of embracing vulnerability, confronting our fears, and finding meaning and purpose beyond the confines of our comfort zones. His journey reminds us that true happiness lies not in material possessions or professional achievements, but in the richness of human connection and the pursuit of a meaningful life. It encourages us to open our hearts to love, to embrace change, and to find fulfillment in the present moment. Daniel's story is an inspiration to us all, a reminder that it is never too late to change, to grow, and to embrace the possibilities that life has to offer. It is a story about the power of love to heal, to connect, and to transform. A story that reminds us that true wealth lies in the richness of our relationships and the positive impact we have on the world. It is a story that challenges us to reevaluate our own priorities, to look beyond the pursuit of material wealth and status, and to seek fulfillment in the connections we forge with others and the contributions we make to the world around us. It encourages us to embrace our shared humanity, to recognize the interconnectedness of all beings, and to find meaning and purpose in our lives beyond our individual pursuits. Daniel's story reminds us that we all have the potential for growth and transformation, that even those who seem to have it all may be harboring deep-seated longings and unfulfilled needs. It encourages us to embrace vulnerability, to connect with others on a deeper level, and to seek the love and belonging that we all crave. It is a story that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit, the ability to overcome adversity, to learn from our mistakes, and to emerge stronger and more compassionate. It reminds us that even in the face of challenges and setbacks, we can find the strength to change, to grow, and to create a more fulfilling life for ourselves and for those around us. Daniel's story is a beacon of hope, a reminder that it is never too late to find love, to build a family, and to make a positive impact on the world. It is a story that inspires us to embrace our potential, to connect with others, and to live a life filled with purpose, meaning, and love. It is a story that reminds us that life is a journey, not a destination, and that the true treasures of life are found not in material possessions or external achievements, but in the richness of our relationships, the pursuit of our passions, and the positive impact we have on the world around us. Daniel's story is an invitation to embrace the journey, to let go of our fears, to open our hearts to love, and to discover the true meaning of happiness and fulfillment. It is a story that reminds us that we are all connected, that we all have the potential to make a difference, and that together, we can create a better world for ourselves and for generations to come.